take you on a journey beyond the music. Galactic vibe. Yo, the name's Rev Graham and the goddess. Let's begin on a trip in a rocket beyond the realms of logic. All it took was some belief, and now we're sailing through the stars. The cosmic tour of how we came this far. Beyond the music, past the page, between the lines, into the strange. Beyond the music, beyond the music.
Back again.
Tell a friend.
You already know we're on another episode of Beyond the Music.
Love and light, y'all.
You already know.
It's the goddess.
And it's your man, the God, Rev Graham. Y'all already know what it's about, where spirit meets strategy, where conscience meets culture, and where we talk about truth beyond the booth.
Where the sound goes beyond headlines and straight.
Y'all already know how we do, man. It's another great day on Beyond the Music.
How y'all feeling?
Yeah, y'all already know. Tune in, tap in. Make sure you like, comment, share, pass it on to your friends, family, kids, whoever. You know, we be talking that big talk. Yeah. Y'all know geopolitics. Y'all already know financial advisory. You know, community crusader talk with the community crusaders of the 757. You know what I'm saying?
We're marching with the kingdom for the kingdom.
Yeah, kingdom with the kingdom.
Yeah.
I always heard everybody like Star said, we bring the kingdom with us like the second coming.
Okay.
Well, that line is crazy. I'm telling you. I told him I was going to say it today. I'm telling you, that line is crazy. Yeah. He said he brought the kingdom with him like the second coming. Boy, y'all better know we coming heavy there. That means God is behind us, he's in front of us, and he's on the sides of us. So you better get out the way.
Top, bottom, all the parameters.
Let me stop playing, man. Y'all blessings. Thank y'all. Welcome in, man. Today, another topic. You know, last week we talked about the mental health of men and the structure that we need in our communities. Yes. And today we're going to kind of piggyback on that and talk about the structure of our children. Today we're talking about taking our children back. Shout outs to the new event coming up in April 10th and 11th, Taking Back Our Children with Cecil Jenkins, William Womack, the Marvin Gaye's family, the Motown. It's going to be a wonderful event, man. We have men in the community coming together to take our children back. And that's just our subject of the day. That's our project of the day, man. I know a lot of people are fathers and mothers out here, and we're losing our children, man. We're losing our children to the internet, to the streets, to drugs, to mental health, social health, physical health. We're losing the battle.
Yes, we are.
And we want to talk about that losing battle and talk about some solutions that we can come up with to be more boots on the ground, be more community crusaders. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need out here in the streets. Our children need to see us being role models. Our children need to see us being great fathers, great mothers and brothers. Rev. Yeah.
What do you think the problem is in our community with the kids?
Well,
what you think going on?
I would say I have a lot of issues with the community. I was just talking to my son about this the other day, you know, social media and music and the social culture is raising our children. You know what I'm saying? We have we have kind of got out of line with being parents and more of being friends. So it sets a structure in the kids' mind that they don't understand real discipline, real understanding, because they're watching people not be parents. Because when we look back, we can say our parents were parents. Right. You know, like they weren't our friends.
Right. And beyond parents, in our communities, we had mentors.
Right.
There was mentorship.
Hands on. Yes.
Our mentors are missing.
The big mamas.
Exactly.
Now they glam moms.
Right. They're divas. They don't even want to talk grandma
at all. But in our community, it's really missing that. The children are missing grandmas, because I lost my grandma, and I can say when we lost grandma, a lot of the younger children just kind of strayed away. Yeah. Because grandmas are always like that pillar to kind of keep kids in line. Like glue. Right. Grandma be the glue. And grandma ain't playing. She'll stick to your butt.
For real.
The switch, with the cord, whatever. Grandmas don't play. And I think that's a really missing section in our communities. Them grandmas that don't mind being grandmas, didn't mind, the age thing. I'm older. Right. I'm supposed to be full of wisdom, and I'm supposed to be full of older things and an old soul. I don't need to be 20 years old. We live in a world
where everybody dying to be young.
Right. To be young.
Kids to be young.
Right. Sacrificing kids to be young. It's going down out here.
There.
And we losing our children out here, man. It's I watch my kids every day, and I try to filter the things that they see and the things that they hear, because if I'm not with my kids for 5, 6, 7 hours a day, whatever amount of hours a day, even down to school, it's so many hours in a day that something else is raising your child.
Right.
Somebody else is raising them. Somebody else values, somebody else morals.
Social media is raising the kids.
It's raising the kids. And we kind of have to get out of this limelight, because the structure that their minds are taking in is going to reflect the next generation. It's going to reflect how they teach their kids. And it's going to reflect on the foundations that they build for their next generation.
Right.
And it's really all about our children. Like we set a new generation as kids.
Right.
We didn't set that generation now as adults. Right. We changed tables as kids.
Yeah.
So it's like they've been on this, but they have started to target to kids. And when we really look at it, we was targeted as kids too.
Yes. That's why I tell children all the time. Anytime I see little kids, I want them to understand, you guys are the future.
Right.
And the future is right now.
Right. Exactly.
You think the future is when you grow up and you take over. No, the future is right now.
Exactly. It's right now. And right now determines the later.
Yes.
So they don't look at it like I tell my son, your job is to do the schoolwork now.
Right.
If you make A's now,
right,
it can reflect your college career.
Right.
You could get a full scholarship.
Right.
You might make good enough grades that they don't even want you to go to school. They might want to take you straight into a career. Yeah. But it all determines on right now. It's not, I'm going to make a difference when I get 20 years old and I get in college. No, make the age right now.
Plant those good seeds right now.
Exactly.
So as they grow, you can really reap a good harvest. You're only creating a softer life for yourself.
Exactly. A softer, that was good. You said that they try to create a softer land, and a lot of our children are doing that, because my sons, that they say they want to, like we did. We didn't want the same landing that our parents gave us, which was a hard landing. Right. Like, you want to jump off of there? Right. You want to jump off of there? Oh, go ahead and jump off of it. Go ahead.
Crash
let's see your head get busted open and see if you want to jump off that. Right. But now it's like, don't jump. Or, it's not the same structure.
Now they're walking around with pillows taped to their head.
Exactly. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to just tape a pillow to your head. Instead of letting you understand and learn from your mistakes, we're pacifying. And that's one of the things that I think is a big thing that's going down in our children now. A lot of our kids are pacified.
Yeah.
Because we, and I know a lot of mothers and fathers, we talk about this, it's because we didn't want to be our parents. So we pacify our kids with the understanding that, I didn't want to be like your grandma, because I didn't like getting what your grandma did to me. But it's like, grandma knew what she was talking about. Grandma knew what she was doing. My grandma would stick soap in my mouth, right? If you cuss, she would stick my grandma only used dial soap. She would stick that dial soap right in your mouth. I look at my kids, I be hearing them, yo, Mason cussed out. I be like, see, I see why grandma stuck that soap right in my mouth.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
We wouldn't even be having this conversation no more. It's that structure that the kids are missing. I would say that the structure, foundation, is what they're missing. And a lot of taking God out of their
let's talk about it.
Their spiritual life. One thing I can say about kids is kids are in tune. They're in tune to a spiritual world that we can't even fathom. Yeah. They was talking about the autism kids with autism and all these abilities that they have that we call it autism, but it is really an ability that a lot of people are not born with. They can see realms and they can hear things and see colors and see things that others can't see. It's really like a superpower. So our children live with superpowers every single day. And it's just like I make gospel music, right? And I tell when I watch my kids praising them to the music, I'm like, okay, I know it's doing something when I do it. I'm getting my rock on.
Right.
But when these kids are genuinely doing something that they don't even understand, the spirit that is moving is more powerful than we could even fathom.
Yes. Because
it's coming from a genuine place. That is pure place. Right, a pure place that's connected to the pure place.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to pass that on to our kids, that spiritual growth and foundation from the beginning, because this is what structures the future.
Well, our children are the closest thing to our creator.
Exactly.
And I think that's why they're the target.
Exactly.
They have to be tainted very early on. They have to be, derailed off of that course very early on. Because that loss is their hope.
Exactly.
That they'll never find their way. They'll never find their way back.
That they lost is their hope. Wow. That was a bar. That was a goddess bar. Yeah, straight from the goddess. That was a bar for real. But it's really like that, man. That the spiritual attack on our children is real, and they have figured out how to do it through music.
Yes.
How to do it through social, how to do it through the dances.
Everything's fun.
Yeah, everything fun. There you go.
Everything fun and entertaining. They have found a way to subliminally, subconsciously, take over their minds, their minds,
to make it think that everything is just fun. It's all a game.
I'm just having fun. It feels good. So how can it be wrong? It feels good.
I'm just pointing my hand.
You don't even know what you're doing.
Or I'm just throwing up gang signs because it looks fun and they look like they're having fun, and it looks like something fun. And I want that. They put the jewels in the cars and all the glamory things on these people, and they're like, and the kids are just like, oh, I see greatness,
failing to realize that person is just a puppet.
Exactly. And they don't understand that person was paid and groomed to stare your mind into liking it, without really knowing what you're liking, and
they may not even understand the magnitude
of what they're doing. They don't even know the ritual they're doing, or the spell that they're casting upon themselves. Our words are the most powerful sword that is ever. The words is a two-headed sword.
I.e. spelling.
I'm telling you, and
you're casting a spell every time you speak.
I just had a talk with my children about the music, because they like the Rod Wave and the the NBA Youngboy and all that stuff, but I don't listen to it, and I don't allow them to listen to it, but they catch this stuff because our kids are out of our hands for so many hours a day, being raised by social and other kids that's raised by social and that don't have parents that really care about them at the home. So when they listen to this stuff, I'm like, you don't know what you're saying though. Like my son was listening to a song, and I'm not going to talk too much about Rod Wave. Rod Wave, I like it, bro, but you know what I'm saying? I just feel like y'all sell depression to the kids, and it is what it is. Quote Rev on that. I feel like y'all sell depression. If you look at the system right now, if you ask ChatGPT or any AI system, what's the number one problem in kids right now, they're going to say sadness, loneliness, and suicide.
And Rod Wave.
And that's what y'all preach.
We do know and understand it's not you, sweetie.
Yeah, it's
the ancient evil powers behind it. But you got to know what play in it.
They was listening to something. They was saying some words that really was saying like crash out. Like
who song was this?
It was Rod Wave's song.
Okay.
And he was kind of really talking about like right now I'm kind of like in that mode where I just want to green light this. I want to just completely crash out. And to me, a father, I don't want my kids to be saying that. I'm looking at them like, you don't know what you're saying. Like, I know it sounds good and it's all cool and everybody listens to it, but you don't know the words that you're planting in your mind, in your soul.
Keep saying it till you do it.
Till you do it. Yeah. And that's where a lot of our young men are. And I can say it's true because look at NBA YoungBoy. Look at Kodak Black. Mm-hmm. They will even tell you it's messed up.
Yeah.
Kodak Black and NBA, they have all came up on social media and said, hey, this game messed up. Mm-hmm. They paying us to teach y'all this. Mm-hmm. Now, if y'all keep buying it and keep listening to it, we letting you know.
Y'all parents keep letting y'all come to our show.
We letting you know it ain't the way.
Yeah, right.
And there's been plenty of times that they have stated that this is not the way and that they are influencing in a way that they may not have thought because they didn't even know either. Right. See, a lot of these artists get tricked into the influence and becoming influential teachers of this movement. That's not what they
signed up for. They signed up for a little bit of money and take care of their family. I want to buy mom a new house.
Exactly. But once you're set in stone and your movement is caught and they see that it is moving children and that the children are following behind the idolism instead of the moral, it's a lose-lose. Mm-hmm. You know, the artist loses because a lot of artists get to an age and they're like, man, I don't know why I gave all that to kids.
Exactly.
And even that outside of an artist, even when I was in the streets, as I grew up, I was like, man, I taught so many young men to go the wrong way. Right. Like, it does not feel good. I'm telling you, everybody is human unless you just a complete sadist, you know, but you are human enough to know that you don't want to see this for your people.
Right.
You don't want to see destruction and killing and murder. And we don't really want to see these things. It's just we're a product of our environment. Mm-hmm. And we're a product of what we've been put into, and we've been brainwashed to think that this is how we're supposed to conduct ourselves as people amongst our communities. Mm-hmm. And then we take that structure and we pass it on. I don't understand because it's when we, like our age, we know we're like, no, I don't want to get that to them because I consumed that. And I know how long it took me to deconsume it, to get it out of me. Right. So we're like, no, we don't want to give you this. You know, and it's crazy to look at a society of an adults that just don't mind that we losing our kids.
Right.
They just don't mind. They're like, yeah, I want to be on top too.
Right.
I want to be a kid again. And it's not about being a kid again because you can still be a kid again into heart, but you still have to be the structure of the young people.
Mm-hmm. They need that.
Right. So let's talk about some ways, you know, that we can take back
some solutions.
Our children, some solutions. We know the problem. I'm telling you, people, just like if you do somebody wrong, you know you did it wrong.
Right.
We know the problem.
Right.
When are the solutions going to start? Let's go over some solutions, Jizzle.
So there's purpose-given programs.
Right.
You got a program for us?
So I have I have 2 programs that I'm working on right now. So I have the God's Recipe program. If anybody don't know, my name is Rev Graham, and I have a album called God's Recipe. So I have a God's Recipe workshop, which is a workshop that teaches foundation first, structure first, you know, love, peace, joy, faith, forgiveness, giving, the 7 main ingredients of God. So I took them ingredients of God and made it into a workshop that we're teaching structure at an early age, between the ages of 1 to 10. And then from the ages of 10 to 18, we have the faith mentoring program that we are going to launch, which is a program of strong, structured men that are taking back our children. We're going to be doing activities with them, building workshops with them, curriculums with them, doing things in the community with them, teaching them etiquette, teaching them manners, teaching them to be well-spoken, teaching them of the king that lives inside of them. like we was talking about the tough thing, like that's not being a man. Right. We need to teach men that a man lives in love. A man lives in peace. A man lives in providing, and the joy of providing, and the honor of protecting our communities. These are the things that men supposed to live in. Right. So mentorships and these programs are important in our community, that more men rise up, even women rise up and make programs that are directly to the children. Even if your program has 5 children, 5 children, one of them could be the next president.
You made a difference.
It don't matter how many, just get hands on with kids. They need safe places. They need places where they're not going to be judged, where they're not going to be looked at weird. They need programs that's going to accept them and work with them on the next stages of life.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So that's what we got going locally. Ram always showing out for the community and the kids. Right. He do it for the kids.
Yeah, it's all about the kids.
So to caveat off of that, right? Some of the workshops that are out there, different programs, that has the potential to help a lot of these kids discover some of their gifts early.
Absolutely.
You know, they might discover, oh my goodness, they love photography, videography. Oh my goodness, I love how things happen. I want to learn how to engineer, DJ, cut hair. I really love agriculture. Being a farmer is for me. Yes. You just never know what you can awaken in them.
Exactly.
And so that giving them a purpose early helps keep them focused.
Yes.
It really does.
It does. It will be surprised how just them little things, taking them out to plant every day, or taking them out to plant twice a week. You know, taking them out to paint.
A focused person is hard to distract, and that's why they want us unfocused.
Exactly. Oh, T, what y'all be doing? Oh, clock that T.
You know it's T when I told you.
Yeah, clock that T. You know what I mean? Clock that T. Yeah, y'all already know, man. Y'all better clock that T. You'll be having them bars.
I'll be trying.
That's that wisdom.
Also creating safe platforms for kids to shine.
Right.
And highlighting positive youth role models.
Yes. And see,
like you.
Right.
That's very important because a lot of times they think that being a community crusader, being a mentor is like lame.
Exactly.
Anything smart, knowledgeable, bettering yourself, evolving, vibrational is lame.
Right. That's that brainwash. We
want to be beefing. We want to be fighting. We want to be out in the street. We want to do all the things the YNs is doing.
Right. Exactly.
Because that's what's cool. It's not. And if they see more of it, if they see more, especially more young people, if they see more young people standing up and being positive role models in their communities,
they'll stand up.
It'll turn that whole perception into something different.
It's like a domino effect.
Exactly. Suddenly being a community crusader is the cool thing to do.
Exactly. That's what
being a pillar in your community is the cool thing to do, and that's
why two cool people are here.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool people, the cool kids in the building. What people really don't be knowing, like the cool kids end up being the whack kids. What nobody really talk about, and then
I love me a good book.
Right, and then the cool kids end up being the us kids of trying to change around the things that they didn't understand, that they thought they knew, that they thought was right.
Yeah,
and then they get to a point in life and they're like, "Oh, I was taught wrong." And either I'm gonna be selfish and keep on passing it on, which most of us do, because that's why the generational curses just keep on rolling, just keep on going. We can't stop it. It's because at some point somebody has to say, "We got to stop this."
That's right.
We have to say, "Hey,
enough is enough.
Enough is enough." Do you want your children to grow up and be successful lawyers and preachers and government officials? Because that's where the change come. Star Child, DG's daughter, the brightest thing in the world. She could be our next woman president for all we know. It's her job, right? It's her job to mold her and find out where her strengths are, and to water that and to nurture her gifts and the things, because these are the things, like you said, is going to keep her focused.
Right.
You know, we tend to stray away from home, but that structure, never leaves.
Exactly.
You know, once the foundation is built and is built on God and is built on trust,
move off of that.
Right, you're gonna move off that. Even if you stray off into life, you're gonna bring them lights into the darkness from the structure that you was taught from the jump.
Exactly. That's a good point, because what do you do with the person that has no foundation, no structure, and now nothing to do?
Now nothing.
You're vulnerable to anything.
To anything, and you're acceptable to everything. You just, they doing that? Yeah. Oh, I'm just cool with it because I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got no purpose. I ain't got nowhere to fit.
There's no standard.
Right. And they think that they fit in the mess. So we have to start to provide structure and role models for our children so that they can see that that is not all we are.
That's right.
We are not just all jumping around on stages, hollering and weeping. And man, we are the backbone of America.
That's it. That is it.
And your ancestors built this, children.
They did. Bled, died, fought for.
You better know who we are.
For you.
We heal. We big time. We big kings, big queens. Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let nobody tell you that the only life is the life of the streets or the life of being tough or the life of the glamour and the fame. Like, that's not life. The life is your community. Right.
That's the illusion.
It's an illusion. The life is your community. The men and women you grow up with every day, that you see every day. The old lady that you help out with her groceries, or the women that you help out in your community that you protect. These are the idols. These are the people that we are supposed to touching.
Those are the real heart.
They are the real hearts, right? That's the real.
Yeah.
That's see, that's everything not else behind the camera, right?
Not real.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
So with that was beautiful.
Yeah.
We're gonna take us a little break.
Yeah. Take us a break. Yeah, it got.
And then we're gonna come back.
We got kids, so it's real.
Yeah, it is. It's very sensitive. We are gonna tap into some geopolitics for Black Christ.
Yes.
See what's going on in the world. We will have some financial advice with our CPA.
Yeah. Information.
Love to have it. You know, so in the meantime, y'all be great. Get a little drinky drink or something. You know what I'm saying? And
y'all know what we about to go do. We about to just go chill. You know how men just do. They told us, peace. Peace and blessings. Welcome back.
All right, for the breaky break. Now we have geopolitics. Thank y'all for sticking with us.
Yes.
Please get informed with what's going on in the world around you.
Yes.
It's but so much the media outlets and news are going to tell us. So that's why we're bringing this segment. Exactly. We're bringing this segment so we can give you the real.
Okay. Yep.
So we're gonna have Black Christ take it over in a moment.
Black Chrissy is coming up.
Give us the info, the 411, what's going on.
Right in the world, because there's a piece of information that we need to always know that's important, because what affects the world affects us. We're the United States, and it seems like we're the big bad bullies of the world, and we just got it all together. But really, everything that happens in China, Asia, Europe, Australia, all these countries affect us all. If a disease breaks out in Asia, it could affect us at any time. Somebody from Asia could fly over here, and then we all sick over here too. So just know it all twines in together. So we need to make sure that we keep our ears open for the Geo. Geo, and now we are going to Black Christ.
Peace.
I won't take them away, my brother.
What's up?
Talk to us.
Bless
you already know we back in the geopolitics zone, and I can't ask y'all to listen, but I'm gonna beg y'all for a moment of your time, your undivided attention. But look, today I want to talk a little bit about nuclear weapons, nuclear as it stands, because one of the reasons why Trump says he's attacked Iran is because he does not want Iran to have nuclear weapons. And according to Israel, Iran has been building nuclear weapons, I think somewhere like ever since 1985. And here it is, we're in 2025. and they haven't quite built it yet. But they say this war is about stopping nuclear weapons. You know what I find quite interesting? That one of the only sets of people on the planet that have never had nuclear weapons are people that look like you and me. Yeah, the original people of the planet have never had nuclear weapons. And for some reason, the colonizer culture has done their best to make sure that neither Africa, no country in Africa has developed the means to have nuclear weapons. There was a time when South Africa was on the brink, was on the verge of creating, having a nuclear weapon. But right when Mandela came into power, they ceased and desisted that. So again, you could clearly see that there is a thought within the colonizers that they do not desire our people to have a nuclear weapon. But to be honest with you, in this world, if you do not have a nuclear weapon, then you don't call no shots on the planet. Without a nuclear weapon, you're just a space waiting to be invaded, because the most powerful nations on the planet have a nuclear weapon, if for no other reason but to slow down someone else from invading their country. So nowhere in Africa is there a nuclear weapon. So that alone tells you that Africa is fighting for their very survival. And we as a people here in Black America, because there is two Americas, whether you admit it or not, we also have to find a way to defend ourselves. Because as we sit here in America under the colonizers' rule, we are subject to be unalived on any day with no justification or with any justification. And it doesn't matter. Our lives have no value in America or around the world for that matter. And this is the dynamic that we as a people have to change. So I hear a lot of people in these times struggling and arguing about the titles or who we are. How should we be addressed? Are we Indians? Are we Black Americans? Are we Jamaicans? Are we Haitians? Are we Africans? Are we, some people are saying we're not Africans, we're not Haitians, we're not the same, and the Haitians and Jamaicans are not the same, or Black Americans and Africans are not the same. And my response to all of that is go outside, Black American, Jamaican, African, Haitian, go outside together, 4 of y'all, and go for a walk in a particular neighborhood and see if you're treated any different than the other one. And that will give you an idea of how the world looks at you. Never mind how you look at each other, but how the world looks at you. You may think that you're all different, but the world looks at you as you're all the same and you're from the same place. Know this, that when this planet was made, you were the original inhabitants of this planet, and anything that came after you was a cheap imitation of you. So don't waste your time figuring out what part of the planet you came from and what part you occupied or what part we originated from. More or less, we're here now. This is 2026. 400 years later, and we're still under the thumb of the colonizers. The question we got to ask ourselves is, what kind of unity do we need for us to pull ourselves from below the level of being colonized? When you look into the biggest continent on the planet, which is Africa, or so-called Africa, because as you know, that is also a part of the construct, the name Africa, as the name African American, as the name Jamaican, as the name Haitian. These are all constructs meant to keep the people separated from one another and becoming more and more like the people that colonized them. Is it any wonder that as we look at ourselves, we find ourselves being the biggest consumers in the world, the biggest spenders, but not the biggest internal builders? I think it's time that we explore what direction we'll be going in the next decade, and how do we shift with the shift and change the dynamics of our position. I think unity is the one thing that has the most power to be effective in the generations to come. You know, power is the one thing that every continent and every country and every president represent on this planet. Respect, power. And again, remember, the most powerful countries have a nuclear weapon. So is it that if you want to be a powerful country that's not being invaded or oppressed, is it that you must begin to develop nuclear technology? Maybe that's the answer. And maybe that is the very reason why you see Iran under attack. Maybe that is the very reason why you see America trying to make a health deal with the Sahel and many of the countries in Africa. To this day, 21 countries in Africa have signed up for this health deal, national health deal. And maybe we'll visit that conversation in the next geopolitics. But for now, keep your eyes on the prize. And remember, we playing chess, not checkers. You know, it's not the biggest guy on the board. It's not the guy with the most guns or the biggest guns. It's the guy who's thinking. It's the guy who's taking the shrouds of colonism from his mind, removing the cobwebs of that society. Let's not become like the colonists. Let's not become like the colonizer. Let's be ourselves. Let's stick to the morals and principles that brought us this far, the one that made us rise up to be in the position that we are today. Let's strive, man, to be better than we are, to be the best version of ourselves, not the one that's making excuses, not the one that's looking for handouts, and definitely not the one that's looking for the government to hand us anything, not even 40 acres and a mule. We'll take that. We have no fantasies of being repaid for the wrongs that were committed on our people by the government. None. Make no mistake about that. Keep your eyes on the prize, keep your mind occupied, and be wise. Until the next time, peace.
He was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. Beyond the music.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
As the page between the lines. You looking at me with a look.
Really
What's up, y'all? What's up? Yeah, I'm telling y'all gonna be saying the same thing. When y'all get off the joint, y'all just gonna remember that. Beyond the music.
Yeah, it sticks. It's like that. It's like that.
Now we will be having Norfolk CPA, our financial advisor.
Yeah.
Y'all already know Beyond the Music, man. It's about info.
Yeah.
It's about information. And we need our financial literacy.
With our one and only Norfolk CPA.
Norfolk CPA.
Yeah.
Y'all already know what it is.
Come talk to the people.
Come talk to them.
Yo, this is Norfolk CPA. What's good? I want to share something with y'all. You know, when it comes to taxes, I barely want to pay a dime. I get assets. I write them off with a 179. I don't evade taxes, but I make sure I avoid it because you got to have your bank like 50 Cent got Lloyd. Under real estate, hold the hustler and the flipper. Active moving the bricks, cash flow getting bigger. Over 750 hours a year. I do this. Depreciation, shielding my profits on blue chips. Pull money with cash refis. 4 new flips. I'll pull the money. It ain't taxed. That's cool. Right off the game that I get from my attorney and advisors that I pay in my business that serves me. The words I speak, they're not alternate facts. The S Corp I got minimize employment tax. More of my stacks in my pocket is how I relax. That 2848 says my CPA has got my back. And I'm a business owner, so things I write off. Overpaying taxes that I fight off. Depreciate my real estate over years. The building costs. Positive cash flow. I got that paper loss. I'm a business owner. So things I write off: my spouse working in my business, I write my wife off. I got a home office, so I write my lights off. A business reason for me breathing, I'd write my life off. Now,
that's beyond the music. I know it's beyond the music.
It's beyond the music. So, but even the music can have a little bit of tax education in it. You know what I'm saying? So, but no. You know what? I'm very happy that I'm here at SKST radio stations. And the great thing about podcasts that I want to share with folks, it's an excellent opportunity to provide education to the community. It's a great opportunity to extend your brand. And guess what? You get a tax write-off for it. So, I would say for all my business owners, my artists, as an extension of your marketing budget, I would consider getting your own podcast. And of course, the good folks here at SKST can assist you with that. And you can get that tax write-off. And so, speaking of the general theme of tax write-offs, I just recited some lyrics from a song that I have called Write-Off that is coming on my upcoming album, 10 Rules for Entering the Business Startup Game. I talked about a lot of different things, right? I talked about the difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion. I said, I don't evade taxes, but I make sure I avoid. Now, what's the difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance, right? Tax evasion is illegal. It is willfully lying, not being truthful, and that will put you in jail, folks. Tax evasion will put you in jail. However, tax avoidance is the smart thing that we all should do as business owners. Tax avoidance is looking at the Internal Revenue Code and taking advantage of everything that is allowed. It kind of reminds me of, I guess it was 2016. You remember when Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were debating, when they were doing the presidential debates, and I'm paraphrasing, so I'm not saying the exact quotes, but I think Hillary Clinton said something to the effect of, hey, Donald, you don't pay your taxes. And Donald Trump's response was, I take advantage of the tax code. If you want me to do something else, change the rules in the tax code. However, Hillary, you are not going to change the rules of the tax code because all of your sponsors and folks that contribute to you also benefit from all those tax allowances and benefits that I take advantage of as well. So I thought that was profound. And this is not to say I'm a fan of Donald Trump or I'm voting for Donald Trump, but in that moment, what he said made sense. I'm going to take advantage of everything that is in the tax code to my advantage. And how does Donald Trump do this? Of course, as a billionaire or whatever he is, he has a whole team of advisors, including lawyers and CPAs at his will. However, how can we, the everyday entrepreneurs, we, the small business owners, we, the independent music artists, how can we take advantage of everything in the tax code? Because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. Let me say that again. You don't know what you don't know. Or we can call that unconscious incompetence. And so when we don't know what we don't know, sometimes we have to move to the next layer, which is at least being consciously incompetent, where we are aware that we don't know this. So now we need to leverage some other expertise to help us with what we don't know. And so in my upcoming book, 10 Rules for Entering the Business Startup Game, dropping in 2027, rule number 4 talks about having your climb team. Climb Team. That is an acronym that I coined. Climb Team. CLIMB. Climb Team. Now the question is, what does Clarence, Norfolk CPA, what does Climb Team stand for? So if you're taking note right now, pull out your phone, go into your notes. If you got a pad, start writing. Climb Team. Acronym C. C stands for CPA. L stands for lawyer. I stands for insurance professional. M stands for your marketing professional. B stands for your banker. Your Climb Team, you can look at them as your core advisors that can help you, the business owner, the entrepreneur, the business startup, take your business to levels that you otherwise could not do alone. You can leverage them. You can leverage your Climb Team to help you minimize what you don't know, so you're not staying in a state of unconscious incompetence. Let me say that again. We don't want to stay in a state of unconscious incompetence where we don't even know what we don't know. Another phrase that I hear going on is, hey, I'm not at a point in my business where it makes sense for me to invest in a business advisor such as a CPA. When I hear that, I think it's blasphemous. That is the wrong approach, folks. You can't afford to not have someone on your team like that when you are in business, because you don't know what you don't know. You invest in the intellectual talent of advisors like your business attorney, the intellectual talent, the intellectual know-how of your CPA. You invest money in them so they can save you more money or help you keep more of your money in your pocket. They help to minimize pitfalls that you may otherwise fall into if you were doing this by yourself. Let's say that again. You have this core team of advisors, your business attorneys, your CPAs, to help minimize the risk that you may fall into because you don't know what you do not know. So, my role as your CPA, your advisor, and I speak for all the other CPAs that you can work with or the other enrolled agents. Clarence, what is an enrolled agent? An enrolled agent is a tax expert. It's a designation that the IRS authorizes to folks who have demonstrated through proctored examination that they have a minimum understanding, a baseline understanding in tax compliance related to individual taxation, business taxation, how to talk with the IRS. So you want to have someone that, if it's not a CPA, you want to have someone that maybe is an enrolled agent if we're talking about tax matters, folks. Because we are going to help leverage the things that you do not know. Do you want to overpay the IRS? Do you want to give them more of your money? Is that what you want to do? I can do my taxes on my own. Great. Go ahead and overpay. Because I'm willing to bet, you don't know more about the tax code than someone who probably is a CPA. And if you do, kudos to you. You are the exception and not the rule. For the rest of us, normal business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives, music industry professionals, it is okay not to be the expert of everything. This is why we leverage the talents of others, other people's talents. OPT. Just like we can say OPM, other people's money, we can say OPT, other people's talents. And so we're in the month of March. March 15th is about to come up. You know, you have your filing deadline for all your corporate tax returns. So the folks that are filing the 1120s, 1120Ss, partnership returns, and things like that. If you don't have your books and records in place and you need a tax extension, I'm happy to file a tax extension for you just because you are a listener of Beyond Music. I'll do that complimentary for you. Just call my office, call my cell phone, DM me on IG, LinkedIn. I'll put in the tax extension for you. If you also need help with your filing, of course, I can help you with that as well. But folks, business is a team sport. You're the owner, but you got to have the right players in the game. You got to have the right point guard. If we're talking about basketball, you got to have the right quarterback. If we're talking about football. In business, you got to have the right CPA. You got to have the right business attorney. You got to have the right marketing professional. You got to have the right banker, because we want to scale your business and we want to leverage the things that you don't know. We don't want to stay in a state of unconscious incompetence. So if you don't have a CPA in your life and you're ready to scale your business, you're ready to pay less money to the IRS, I welcome you to reach out to me. I'm here to assist. This is Norfolk CPA signing out. Thank you very much.
Closing. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Clarence, for all of that wonderful, wonderful information.
Tell me, man. Y'all make sure y'all
salute you.
Tuned.
Keep the people right. Get their coins right.
Ain't right. Get them coins right.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all, man. Y'all have been a wonderful audience today. Another episode of Beyond the Music.
In the books.
In the books. Today we talked about taking our children back. And that's number one.
Right. And so with that, thank you so much for staying around for another episode of Beyond the Music. Stay loved, stay light. And remember, the children are our future, and we teach them and we don't eat them.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say it every time. I love y'all.
Boy,
I love y'all. Yeah, don't choke them up. I love
y'all. Y'all already know. See y'all for the next episode of Beyond the Music. Peace.
The name's Rev Graham and the goddess. Let's begin on a trip in a rocket beyond the realms of logic. All it took was some belief, and now we're sailing through the stars, the cosmic tour.